Robots will replace authors. There are a few companies out there, Google, Microsoft, and they're really spending a lot of money on AI technology. And you've got Boston Dynamics with robots and the ability to replace a lot of the human functions that you see in tedious jobs, like labor jobs. I've seen a robot moving boxes. Don't even need a robot, or you don't even need a person anymore. The robot's replacing the person, especially all these warehouse jobs. So now it makes me wonder, what other kind of jobs are going to be replaced? And maybe one that hasn't been really talked about yet is the author job. Most authors are starving as it is. And, I'm an author. I've got a bunch of books that I've written, illustrated, and I have to say a robot or AI or whatever you want to call it, or some sort of system or platform is replacing the tasks of an author, the creative tasks. So, for instance, there's something that Microsoft created where it can actually draw a picture based on the text you write out. So not only can it understand the text, it can create an image based on the text that you write out. So, like a yellow bird with a red chest, and it'll be able to shoot out a yellow bird with a red chest. So now you've got this ability to create art just typing something out. So there goes illustrations, there goes artists, right? So somebody who's maybe a children's author like myself, I can type in a word and boom, there's an image, shoots out, and it's an original image. It has its own unique, original, artistic flair to it. And as AI gets smarter, it's going to be able to create more unique art. So then I can put my name on it and be like, hey, this is from me, even though it's from the robot. And then text. So you'll be able to write an outline, or maybe even just a word. Take it to the next level. Just a word. You can write out a word like hello. And then the AI will be able to shoot out an entire novel based on one word. A full-length literary novel just based on the one word. This is the reality. This is going to happen. You're going to see this. And that means we don't need authors. We don't need writers. Who do we need to do journalism? All we need to do is write out the headline, and then the robot will be able to shoot out the entire article. Forget about journalism. This is the reality. So, robots are going to replace the writing function. And what this means is an author who wants to survive will need to work on their story, on their emotional connection with potential readers. What is it about the author that's so interesting? Because I always go back to stories and creating and sharing your story. What your story is really what's going to matter, not how good your writing is. Because everyone's writing is going to be top-notch. The robots are going to make it incredibly amazing writing. So now, how authentic can you be as yourself, and sharing your story and telling people your author journey? That's where people will resonate with you. And a robot probably won't have that kind of emotion, not for a while at least, not the kind of connection that a person can have that's maybe gone through struggles. A robot doesn't really go through struggles, but humans go through major struggles. So talking about the struggle is what will appeal to your potential audience. But it's really unfortunate that the progression of robots has happened the way it has, because I like a unique voice. I like the unique, authentic human voice. And I think robots are going to get so good at impersonating people that you'll still get that authentic voice from them. It'll be so, like, you can have it sound edgy, you can have it sound persuasive, and the robot can do that for you. So then the writing can really be tailored to what you plug into the system. So now you've got robots replacing authors, and perhaps the authors now have to look at it like, how can I create this interesting story, a narrative beyond the page? That's what you have to look at. Because maybe the author becomes the marketer, the storyteller, the self-storyteller, if that makes any sense. Like, where they're getting so good at telling their own stories. I mean, we're already seeing a lot of this today. We're seeing a lot of people who are starting podcasts, and they are constantly sharing their story, their narrative. And that's what people are gravitating towards. Oh, there's an addict over there, junk food addict, and now he turns his life around and he's into fitness, and there's something that resonates with other people who are also struggling. That's what you have to define as an author, because now your work isn't good enough. You need to go beyond that. Because now everyone's putting out incredible content. You have video cameras that are doing 4K, and how can you get any sharper than the video quality that there already is? It's getting so intensely perfect across the board that now the individual has to go beyond the equipment, has to go beyond the technology and create a narrative. And that's how you're going to really figure out this whole robot replacement thing, because automation is inevitable. I like automation. I mean, I try to automate anything I can. And then I can spend more time connecting with people, connecting with the audience, because that's really what matters. Because I can't compete with the top-notch quality. I can't draw as well as some of the best authors or illustrators in the world. I can't write as good as those people. So now, the only way I'm going to resonate with the viewer, you, is if I'm really communicating with you important things that are maybe creating a struggle in your life, and creating a struggle in my life and in the world's life. That's where you're really going to connect. Because then it gets people thinking, yeah, robots, what am I going to do? Yeah. It will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, we're already getting rid of publishers, in a sense. We're doing self-publishing. So now anyone can create a book and throw it on there. But now, the next step is any robot will be able to create books. And you won't have to be able to write a single word. Nobody will be going to school for creative writing classes. They'll be going to school for robotics classes, because that's the only way you're going to come out with a story that's so incredibly captivating that people will actually want to read it. And then you have to work on your own narrative. So yeah, that's what I've got there. It's interesting. I mean, interesting to see what happens in the future. Okay, till next time, toodles.